Okay, so you have spent all of this money to be at this upcoming trade show, this expo. You get there, your booth is set up, you spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to be here. For what? For the expectation, for the hope that you are going to have so many qualified leads to make up for the money that you spent to be there and then hopefully generate more income from that. The problem is, of the thousands of people that are going to walk by your booth over the course of the expo, how do you actually get them to stop and to look at what you have there, and instead of moving on and just looking at your competition's booth? My name's Ryan Lally. I'm a trade show magician, and I want to tell you my 5 key principles for getting people to stop at your trade show booth and increasing the number of qualified leads that you get at your next expo. Number 1 is to build a rapport with the people passing by. This is the most important thing you can do. Selling is all about just one-on-one interactions. We buy from people who we like. So if everybody walking by your booth, you want to make sure that you can get these people to stop and talk with you and to build a rapport with you, or for you to build a rapport with them, to build a relationship with them right there on the spot. It's a very difficult thing to do, and it does take practice, but you can get there. And once you do that, once you build that relationship, they are much more likely to at least hear about how the product or service that you're selling can benefit their lives. Okay, number 2 goes against popular wisdom, but I stand by it. Number 2 is to hold back the literature that you're handing out. So you've spent a lot of money to actually get all the pamphlets and brochures and posters and what have you at the expo. You don't want to be giving it away to people who will never buy your product. And in fact, being a little bit stingy, handing out these things, like only reserving them for the people that you actually think could be qualified leads, is going to make your booth seem a lot better. You're not just trying to go after you're not trying to cast a wide net and see how many fish you can come in. You are going after very specific people. That is the mindset that you want to bring to the expo the next time you're there. Number 3 are giveaways. Everybody likes giveaways. Who doesn't like walking around the trade show floor and getting that little that drawstring bag, probably with TD Bank or whatever written on it, and just filling it up with all these goodies that people have to give away? You want to make sure that you are giving away a very unique goodie, something that's going to stand out from the rest. So not a bowl of candy on the table, or not one of those little foam stress balls that has your company logo on it. You want to find something a little bit more unique, and that's going to be fun, and that they are going to hold on to, and they are going to think of you and your company every time they see it. Number 4 is to have the right staff. See, like I mentioned in point number 1 about building rapport, selling is all about getting people to like you, because we buy from people that we like. Some people are great at stopping dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and hundreds and thousands of people one after another and building that rapport and getting rejected by 90% of them. Some people are fantastic at that. Other people, not so much. Other people excel behind the scenes. They excel behind the computer where they can get everything ready to go. They excel making the graphics and the designs and everything that just make your booth look fantastic. That's where they excel. And other people excel being on the floor, actually interacting with people. So if you are the one in charge of the trade show, if you're the one in charge of getting everything ready for your company to appear at this next expo, that's your job. You have to make sure that the people who are going to be representing your company, who are going to be having the one-on-one interactions with passersby, are actually people. They're actually people that are comfortable dealing with strangers and can build that rapport that we were talking about before. And number 5 is to host a presentation. Who doesn't love the opportunity to get a large crowd of people to stop at your booth? Like a big crowd. Well, hosting a presentation is a great way to do that. See, these presentations are usually demonstrations of your product or service or brand in some way. Usually some type of demonstration that might last, no longer than 10 minutes, all right? But once you have this started, once you have this presentation started, it's fairly easy to get a large number of people to stop. And as you probably know, trade show audiences are like snowballs. They compound. So once you get this initial group of people to stop, this fairly large group of people, it's just going to keep snowballing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So by the end of your presentation, you could potentially have the largest crowd in the entire showroom, which is fantastic. It's fantastic for giveaways. You give away the pamphlets to the qualified leads, and you get the pictures. And, you look fantastic. That is what everybody wants at their trade show. They want to have the largest crowd at any given point on the whole trade show floor. The problem with hosting presentations is that it is a completely different skill set than selling, because you have to sell it. The presentation is selling, but it also should be a show. It should be an interactive show that not only gets people to stop, but actually engages them so they feel connected. They feel like they're part of this. And most importantly, if somebody is engaged in a presentation, it's a lot harder for them to just walk away. And everybody in their group that they're with is going to stay with them. So if you engage one person, there might be 3 or 4 other people, and you have this whole little group of 5 people anchored down. So the more interactive you can make your presentations, the better you're going to be able to retain a large group of people. So to make a presentation good, you have to have both the selling skills and you have to have presentation skills, like actually know how to put on a 10-minute show. Most people, they have one or the other. They don't quite know what to do, and that's where I come in. Folks, I am a trade show magician, and this is what I specialize in. I help companies put on these presentations not once a day or twice a day, but all throughout the day, one after another after another. Interactive magic shows centered specifically around your product and service. And it gets people to stop and engage because, come on, who doesn't like a good magic trick? This is what I do, and this is how I can help you during your next trade show. So if you are interested in learning more about how a presentation, how an interactive magic show can help you get more qualified leads at your next trade show, please feel free to visit the link below. Let me know that you want some help, and I'd be happy to send you more information.